we have been taught, but I cannot stress on the importance of emotion here, because as human beings, that's going to be our differentiator. But it is so hard. Why? It's so hard to see work and play in the same direction, right? Because in the way we've been born and brought up, we've been told that you want to work, office hai, play खेलना है तो playground में खेलो, मैदान में जाके enjoy करो, right? Why is that? Why do you think it is that? सिखाया ही गया. It is our so-called culture.
Work while work, play while playing.
Play while, be professional in office. Be so professional that you create a wall around yourself, right? That people feel in some ways very scared to even interact with you. They have an open door, but they don't have an open mind. Which is the biggest problem. Why?
Work is not play, play is not work. This has been established.
It has been established. It has been established, and is what the problem is today. The reason why 50% of MBAs are unemployable today in India is because of this. Because the education system has done this. There is no opportunity to create. There is no opportunity to innovate.
We are taught like work is a serious business and play is a joyful thing.
Right. Exactly. So we always do this. Anybody recognize this animal? Or guesses?
Jellyfish.
Starfish, jellyfish, close. It's a sea animal. Backbenchers. Anything? It's called a sea squirt. It's actually a young sea squirt. This young sea squirt is probably a few months old, and its anatomy represents the human being's anatomy. That means it has a nervous system, it has a brain, very importantly, and it can move around, right? It can move around freely in the water, picking up nutrients, eating, quite simple, right? But here's what happens when it becomes an adult. It becomes huge, and it feels that, listen, I don't need to move around, I'm just going to attach myself to a boat or a ship, because I've become a little lazy and I'm huge, so I can't move around to get food. So let's have a look at the anatomy. Now, I'm not a biological expert or anything, but the difference between the anatomy of a young sea squirt and an adult sea squirt is actually the brain. The brain is missing in the adult. Can you imagine? The adult has no brain. You know why? Because the stupid animal ate up its own brain when it became an adult. Do you know why? Because it has no use for it. It had no use, and its stupidity continued, and it typically dies in 2 days after eating its own brain. It's a very rhetoric story, but please Google it. I didn't create this, but the idea is this, right? All work and no play makes? No. For the millennials, it's this now. Make sea squirt a brain-eating zombie. And the reason we say this is because the whole idea about if you are not going to use your brain for the reason it was made, you might as well lose it, right? So think about this a little bit. We need this, and we've been wanting to do this since years now. But why is this important now, and why can't we afford to have work and place in the opposite direction? We have a makers revolution happening right now in Ahmedabad. How many of you are aware of the makers asylum or the fab lab or the tech lab which is there? None of you, which is why I guess I'm here. So we have a lab which actually is solving UN's, United Nations, most difficult problems around water, sanitation, education, and a lot other goals by using new technology. And these are kids from the age of 11 to as old as I am, even 50 years old. It's a great place where we don't judge each other. We just go in with a mind to solve problems. We don't go in to make money. We go in there because we are concerned. And the government has also kicked off a new initiative which is called AIM, is the Atal Innovation Initiative, and their whole plan is to implement some 1500 tinkering labs across India, and they have around 25 already in Ahmedabad. So I'd encourage you to Google and find out and go to this. It'll change. I mean, if it's not going to change your life, at least it'll be a fantastic experience. You have to see the guys and their enthusiasm to solve problems which we think, "Arey, pura desh ko has to, everybody has to do this to solve it." No, those 3 kids are solving the problem, and their problems will be presented in France to the UN, and everything else will happen from there, the seeding and all of that. The reason I'm sharing this is because we are living in the age where new technologies can solve problems. If you don't at least start understanding and experiencing, it's not going to help. Now, the other thing I'm involved in is actually the World Robotics Olympiad, which is held in the US every year. Now, you will not believe India sent 2 teams only last year, actually this year. Yeah, this year. And the US has sent 221 teams to the World Robotics Olympiad, right? And do you know who won the WRO, the World Robotics Olympiad? Just by the way, the WRO is run, globally, and it's only for kids from the age of, I think, 8 to 15. India won it. So you can imagine.
From Bangalore, I guess?
From Bombay. Yeah. And he's got a full scholarship at ISD now, the Indian School of Design Innovation. These kids have a mind so disruptive, and they want to change things because they want to, and they are frustrated, and they have the ability to. We have to find who these people are and give them an opportunity to do things, because you can do it at this point easily with technology. Now, here's what I said, right? All this is great in schools, and STEAM. I'm sure a lot of us have seen the importance of STEM, which is science, tech, engineering, and math. The important thing which is emerging now is STEAM, the importance of the right brain along with the left brain, art with new technology. Why? Because experiences is going to be driven by behaviors first, and then technology. Your team who's defining your experience for your brand or business needs to have a mixture of both kind of people. You may not have individuals who have both a good balanced brain, but you can bring a team together. So, the importance of bringing people from diverse backgrounds, breaking down silos within your organization is more important than ever. So if I had to bring a lot of this together, you can just speak up. As we move into the future, what skills or competencies do you feel will become extremely important? We've discussed a little bit in the last half an hour also. Creativity, digital literacy, empathy. Empathy to bolna hi nahi hai. I'm going to stand over there and ask, what did you? Anything else? Skills from the 21st century? Adaptability. Good one. Anything else? Emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence is here, which has been there around, and empathy is a part of it. Just remember that. Empathy is a part of it. Okay? Design, interpersonal skills. And sorry? Intellectual skills. Soft skills. Why is that? Interaction, because they're used in collaboration, in co-creation. If I can't articulate my ideas properly, how am I going to create things, right? If I can't effectively speak to each other in terms of collaboration, then it's not going to work. So the importance of soft skills I would rate even higher than any hard or technical skills. The one I think we left out was experimental. One of the things we do very well is we ask for so-called best practices. It's time we throw best practices out of the window if you are looking for disruption. If you are looking for new, really disruptive ideas, you have to create a zone for experimentation. You have to invest in experimentation. there is no way you can create anything new in this world today without the experimental nature. Do you see anything operational or execution in these skills? These skills have been actually, these I have not designed. These are skills that have been identified by the World Economic Forum last year. It's about a year old, and is what they are saying. Not only for children, it's also for adults. So play is the very cornerstone. So if you have a look at this, the overall theme is what? We are saying we have to bring back our lost creativity, our childlike creativity which we had, which has got smashed in the past 20 years of our lives because of our education system and the way we've been brought up and all of that. And was okay until yesterday, but going forward, it's not going to work. You have to allow yourself and your kids to experience things more, to be more experimental. The trial and error is extremely important. Now, in the world of business and brand and design, it's called design thinking and innovation, and is what we discuss. And we've been doing this in a while, but the importance of design thinking is extremely important. But more important now is not just looking at that idea, but with a systems approach, the systems thinking approach, which is why I feel demonetization, right? I don't know if you guys have heard about the Elphinstone Bridge incident. Same thing. Design अच्छा है, but system के बारे में कोई नहीं सोचा. The contract of the road is given to one contractor, the contract of the highways are given to another, monorail is given to another. Who is coordinating this? There has to be a systems thinking approach. Everybody is saying, Japan say I've got the best bullet train in town. But how does that train fit into the ecosystem of other transportation? It shouldn't become a problem. It should help evolve or enhance the complete value of the full transportation ecosystem. That is extremely important and is what is systems thinking. Right? Now in the next few slides, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to make it extremely interactive and we'll breeze through this. But the thoughts I want to leave with you is, can we make play as the way of life in our workplace? Can we make our workplace look like this? Open spaces, right? No cubicles. Break down the walls, right? Break them down. Have a lot of whiteboards and flip charts, because when I have a thought from an employee, that thought should be on the board. The flip chart or the sticky note should have the thought, right? And a lot of our workshops actually enable doing that. Use of playful items like Lego. We'll do this in a bit. Can be Zephyr toys. It can be things which can evolve our creativity, because we've lost that. And this is a behavior shift. It's not going to happen through a 3-day workshop, even if I do it with you. It's a behavior change. It will take time. But here's what we are saying. Is there a way to play seriously, think, design, and transform your business, right? So here's what we are going to do. I'm assuming a lot of us have heard about Lego, if you haven't played. Yes? How many of you have heard, if not played? Everyone? In some capacity, right? So the reason why I love Lego is not because I work with Lego. It's because it allows me to express myself in any way I want. But more importantly, I can create, make and break almost instantly. And is what we'll do in a bit. And I'll show you how to do it. So Lego Serious Play is a kit which has been created for adults, it's not for children, to do a lot of these things, to unleash creativity, for leadership development, for visioning, for co-creation and all of that. And we use it. It's a proper program of using these bricks to do that. The idea is what? That as adults, we have a lot of preconceived notions and inhibitions about the world around us, right? If I ask you to do something, you'll bring back all your experiences and you'll apply it to create anything. And it's how decisions are made. It's made out of values, things, experiences, what we've gathered. What we do in these workshops and is what we encourage is that don't think with your mind, think with your hands. Because scientifically it's been proven that your fingers are directly hooked up with the amygdala in the brain, is where the emotions reside. things which are residing here will evolve if we engineer it well. Okay, so we'll do that now I'm going to just breeze through a few slides. What I'd like you to do is just speak up and answer, quickly, and look at the bricks as a symbolic representation, right? A symbolic representation, okay? So we'll give it a shot. Which brick symbolizes trust for you? Backbenchers? Black? Do you see black from the back? So green bolo na? Green, okay. Try again. Which brick symbolizes trust for you? The longer one. Is trust written anywhere on that?
But you got to choose one, right?
Yeah, you got to choose. You got to choose. That's life, brother. You have to choose. Unless. Which one? Left. Transparent. Transparent is trust. Okay. Now?
Right side.
Yellow? Yellow. Yellow. Anything with the shape? Maybe trust, because it's circular, it's a little more. Ho sakta hai. Trust, it's got no sharp edges, right? Trust is more fluid, yeah. You might choose red, it's a point of view, absolutely. Once again, which one?
Transparent.
Although it is sharp-edged, you still chose transparent, yeah? Abstractness is what we now have learned may have a meaning. Why? Why were you able to arrive at this? You don't have to answer, just think about it, and we'll go through a bit. What would this structure symbolize in one word, according to you? Anything that appears in your mind, quickly. Communication. Sorry, what is that?
Collaboration.
Intestine. Acha, Baba, itna heavy word. Harder.
Collaboration.
Okay, yeah, a collaboration. What is that? Fighting, maybe, right? Husband, wife? Yeah. Enjoy. हाँ आप तो कुछ भी बोल. In one word. This one. हाँ? Teamwork. Friendship. Anything else? Anything? Victory. Victory of the monkey on the tiger, right? Anything else? Trust, maybe, because he's standing on the shoulders or what? What is yours? Fun. It's fun. Anything else? Trying to balance. Anything it reminds you at work about this. Sorry? Hierarchy. That's what I was waiting for. Corporate hierarchies are like this. Always monkeys back, tigers something, the elephant something, right? Elephant in the room, right? Hard to move. This one?